What's going on, everybody? How are we doing today? Hey, I just had a thought yesterday. If you haven't watched the video, I mentioned that I had lost 4 clients in the gauntlet. I was talking with Jesse from Black Fork Lawn and Snow. And I was also talking with Jim from, you all know Dirty. And I wanted to come on and just, there's really no video today except for me mentioning this. And I wanted to get it out there for all you guys who are new to lawn care. A lot of you have been through this and maybe some of you can relate. You know, when I started, I had just a regular old pickup truck with a push mower in the back, and didn't have much equipment. Always looked at the other guys that had all the equipment, thought, man, I'd love to get there someday. And as I got, you know, bigger customers and more influential customers and more, you know, a little bit wealthier client, they always seem to say, man, I know you can do it. I can't wait till you get there. So excited for you. So what I've realized over time is what they're excited for is the fact that I didn't know what I was doing and I charged them an incredibly low price. Let me tell you something I have learned, and maybe many of you may know it, some of you may not yet, and you haven't quite learned yet. People are so happy for you until you quote unquote make it. Then when you have to charge for the equipment, the new mowers, the dump trailer, all those things, look, all this stuff costs money. That all costs money. And when you have to raise that price up to pay for that, and they see you driving a nicer, newer truck, and you're actually coming along, and you're moving up, and you're making more money, some people, not all, but some, get this feeling inside of themselves that, you know, I don't really like what's going on here. I'm paying for all this stuff. And I wanted him to do good, but not off of my dime, not off of my money. So I realized I had a client that was watching the videos who lives in the gauntlet, and super happy with my work, never complained, never said anything. Then all of a sudden calls me one day and says, well, or not even calls, texts me and says, hey, my son's going to take care of all of it, mulching and all. Okay. So all of a sudden, his 16-year-old son is a professional landscaper. Then the lady across the street says, we're going with someone else. The lady next to her says, we're opting out. And the lady on the corner, who knows, because she's not returning text messages, so one can only assume, not returning phone calls. The funny part about it is, they deserve to make a lot of money because they went to college or they went through specialized training or whatever it is they've done. But some of them will be damned if they see you get ahead while you're charging them. And this may butthurt a lot of people, but wealthy people can be amazing people, or they can be totally like anybody else, jealous. A little bit of jealousy. He's able to buy a new truck because of what he's charging me and my neighbors. And believe me, neighbors talk. Now look, I'm not 100% certain that that's what went down, but put two and two together. The other clients in the neighborhood were happy, but they aren't neighbors. So out of the 7 that I had, I kept 3. May have a possible 4th in another area of the neighborhood. But it just amazes me, and it's not just me. I've seen this happen to other people. You guys have seen it happen. Everybody's pulling for you to make it and be successful. Once you get successful, or you're on your way there, they pull back and say, whoa, I don't care what excuse it is. You don't have time for me anymore. Look, if your grass is getting cut on the same day every week or within a day or two from the rain, you shouldn't have a problem. Prices go up. If somebody can tell me that the price of a new mower is the same as it was 15 years ago, let me know. Price of a pickup. This pickup brand new, in the 40s. In the some $1,000 range, depending on where you buy it. Now, I remember when I was 25 years old, price of a new pickup was about 22 grand. Have prices changed? Absolutely. I'll share a little fact for you guys. In the Gauntlet, you would all assume those yards are at least $50 to $60 yards. I was getting $30 out of those. When I raised it up to 35, all of a sudden I lost. I'm not going to do it. You shouldn't do it. All this equipment has a price tag on it. You have to pay for this every day. You have to pay for insurance. You have to pay for help. You have to pay for their insurances, their workman's comp. Then you have to make a profit. For all you guys who are young, new, older, new, however you want to slice it, do not let this happen to you. Know your worth, know what it takes to make a profit, and charge accordingly. And if they don't want it, walk away to the next person. Because people do understand what it takes to run a business and make a living. Unfortunately, when you get several people in a row and they start to talk and they find a guy that comes in and says, I'll do it for $25. They're thinking, boy, this guy was really ripping me off. Well, guess what? When that $25 guy realizes in a year that he's not making any money, now it's 35, and we're back to the start on a yard that should have been 50 or 60 bucks. Shame on me for not understanding business when I bid those jobs. Shame on them for telling me we're so happy for you to get ahead, and then say, but not on our dime. Now, I don't need it. You don't need it. To me, wealthy people can be your best friend in business, or they can decide that you don't deserve what they have, so they're going to cut you off, and they can do it. I'm telling you, a lot of people will say, Doc, you're full of crap, you don't know what you're talking about. And a lot of people will say, you know what, I've been there before, and you're absolutely right. Either way, doesn't matter to me any. I know my experience. I want to know your experience. Have you had people in the past who have said to you, we cannot wait, John, Jim, Tom, Tim, until you get ahead, and then once you start to show that climb, they say, nope, we don't need you anymore, thanks. Because I'm telling you what, guys, as you climb, the charge goes up. Trucks aren't free, trailers aren't free, mowers aren't free, blowers, trimmers, gas, all of it has to be paid for somehow. My dump trailer was not free. That was $9,000 of my cold cash that I had to earn. Irregardless of what customer paid what, my customers all pay the same thing when it comes to mulching, edging, any type of landscaping. I have set pricing. It doesn't matter if you're rich, poor, homeless, filthy rich, you pay the same. So I know this has happened to some people. I've talked to people about this, and just don't let it happen to you guys. Know your worth. You hear that all the time on YouTube, know your worth. But it is true. Because nobody got any of this and handed it to me. I went out and worked for it. When you cannot make a decent living on a yard, don't even mess with it, man. And I've talked to a certain gentleman out there in YouTube, and he's having a tough time because he's new in business. He's trying to do the right thing, and sometimes when we're new and we're trying to do the right thing, people push us around, man. Don't let people push you around. You are the professional, you are the owner, you're the boss, you set the pricing. We cannot go into a Kroger or a Giant Eagle and say, hey, I want to pay $1.75 for that milk, but you've got $2.19 on it. Cut me some slack. No, the bill is the bill. You don't barter with the electrician. You don't barter with the plumber. When the plumber's called out, it's a $90 service call plus $90 an hour. That's what it is. Why is lawn care any different? And the people that are letting it happen, these little fly-by-night guys, they're the ones to blame. So, I don't know. That's my rant. That's my video. Some people will get mad at me. Some people will understand. But that's all it is, man. If they don't want to pay you, let them pay a guy without insurance. And when a rock goes through a window of a $700,000 home plus, then they'll find out why you charge what you charge. That's it, guys. Be good to everybody. Yep, I'm out of here. Peace. Dr. Real was in the house. Keep it real, everyone.